If you're having suicidal thoughts or feelings or feel like you have no hope, please call 988. There, you can talk to someone who not only cares about your story, but cares about you. Please reach out today. Thomas P. Murphy once said, "Minutes are worth more than money. Spend them wisely." At Minutes Wisely, we take that to heart. Our mission is to decrease veteran suicide by providing life-changing experiences for veterans, first responders, and Gold Star families. We believe that we can make a lasting impact by rekindling a sense of purpose and fostering community through sponsored tickets to sporting events. These experiences are not just about the game, they're about the moments that can change lives. A simple sporting event can boost joy and instill a sense of renewed hope and purpose for those who have served. Join us in making a difference, become a moment maker, and empower a veteran with rediscovered hope. Visit minuteswisely.com for more information and to get involved. Together, we can make every moment count.
Good morning, fellas.
Morning.
Hello.
What's up? Welcome back to another episode of NBR. Man, yesterday was a very entertaining college football day. The Alabama lost. Every time
that Saban effect is real.
Yeah, I get all giddy when they lose, man, because it's not that I hate the team. It's just the same reason why I hated the Patriots back in the day, man. Like, I just get tired of seeing the same old team at the dance at the end of the year.
Well, and the bandwagon is just so full, right?
The bandwagon is disgusting. It's super thick here in Tennessee. Like, literally everybody has a Roll Tide sticker on the back of their car, wearing the Alabama T-shirts. I mean, it's like, dude, you live in Tennessee, man. That's crazy to me.
And it's not like Tennessee doesn't have a good football team.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know as well as I do, Eric, there would be blasphemy in the state of Michigan. You don't see people running around with their Buckeye gear on.
Well, if you do, they're from Ohio.
Yeah, they're from Ohio. Yeah, it's insane.
I get it though. Like, in the mid 2000s when the Lions sucked, there was a lot of people that were Patriots fans because of Tom Brady. The Michigan connection, and one of my best friends is a Patriots fan because of Tom Brady. Like, the Lions suck, so it was easier to.
Yeah, that was even more fuel for me to crap all over Tom Brady because of that. But I've been a diehard Lions fan my entire life. Even the 0-16 games, I never missed a game. I watched every single game. Don't matter how bad they are.
We had to listen. You couldn't even watch. You had to listen.
Yeah. So I very rarely miss a game, but that's why it's so aggravating to me when these bandwagon people are. Yeah. I know this is weird, but this is one of the reasons why I don't like the Lions being successful, because literally I was at the bar on Friday and this lady sat next to me. He's like, "Oh my God, I love the Detroit Lions," because I was wearing my stuff. I was like, "You ever been to Detroit?" Like,
that's how I am now too. Anytime I see Shannon's like, "Oh look, there's another Yankees fan or Chargers fan," I'm like, probably not.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're winning right now, so it's easy to be a fan.
Yeah. I don't know. I have mixed feelings on that because I don't you can't gatekeep people's fandom, right?
No, I don't. But I'm going to.
I don't know. I don't know. I think there's some entitlement for us OG Lions fans that suffered through it.
As there should be, though, right?
And that was hell. And it was hell. And it sucked. And there is. I see the resentment, but also, welcome aboard, because this team's about I don't know.
I don't welcome aboard, man. Go find another team.
Agreed.
I don't like it at all, but hey, whatever. So college football, like you said, Alabama lost not just lost, they got their butts whooped by Oklahoma, unranked team. And there's already people on social media saying, "Oh, Alabama still has to get in. Who are you going to put in ahead of them?" I'm like, I don't know. How about the 3
I
teams
think
that
that
beat
does
them?
it. Yeah, I think that does it for them.
Yeah, it has to. There are 3
An unranked opponent. Yeah, it'd be one thing
Yeah.
if it was, Texas A&M, but
Right. Yeah, I agree,
Right,
man.
but also there's a lot of one-loss teams that are going to be deserving. Like, what about? I mean,
Exactly.
for example, Army.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like feel Army earned their day in the spotlight. Man, you can't diss that team.
Well, Boise State.
yeah, but we just saw a glimpse of.
Yeah,
we
they
saw
got
a
no
glimpse
best
of Army against a top-ranked team yesterday.
You guys wanted 12 teams, so this is what you're going to get.
Exactly. Yeah.
You wanted 12.
Yeah, you can't pick and yeah, I agree. You can't pick and choose now, man.
Nope.
Go by
top 12.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you wanted
I
12.
agree.
So you're gonna get a one-loss Army, maybe potentially a one-loss Army that's going to go in there and get rolled.
But isn't that the point? Isn't
Yeah,
that the
but they
point of the
lost as a
12-game?
19 team. I don't think they'll be ranked next week.
Yeah, I don't know. That wasn't a bad loss though. Notre Dame was 6 or 7.
49-14.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm taking
loss.
Army as an example off the top of my head, but it could,
Sure.
insert
Okay, yeah, I get your point then. Yes, okay.
Yeah, insert any of the one-loss.
I agree then. I agree on
Yeah.
the other teams more than Army, just because Army doesn't really play anybody, and when they did, it didn't look good.
Right. No, I'm just saying.
Yes, one loss SEC team or one loss even an ACC team.
Yeah, that was top of the mind because that's the last game I watched.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that was good. That was good. You're all over it.
Yeah. Also, another top 10 team that lost was to an unranked team. Ole Miss lost to Florida.
Mm.
They were
Bad one.
9th. That's crazy.
I mean,
So-
Ole Miss can never win a big game.
Yeah.
No.
They're always touted to be the next up and comer in the SEC, and then they get rolled by insert team late in the year, unranked team late in the year. It happens every year.
6-5 Florida. It's tough.
Yeah, and also Penn State squeaked out a win against an unranked team, and Penn State was ranked 4th in the country.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the same. That's the same story as Penn State is the Big Ten Ole Miss. James Franklin can't win a big game.
No.
BYU took a tough loss. They would really wanted to beat Arizona State there. That would have made a good case for them.
Yeah, it would have been a one-loss BYU, right?
It would have been a one-loss BYU.
Yeah,
now it's a
they just
two-loss
lost to
BYU.
Kansas.
That's a lot tougher.
Another top 25 team that lost, and this one makes me happier than Alabama losing. Colorado.
Yeah, and there's a lot to talk about in this with this loss.
I want to see them win. I think they're a good team. I think Travis Hunter's an amazing athlete.
Right, Travis Hunter still had a great game.
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely a top Heisman candidate.
He had a great game. And did you guys see Shedeur Sanders push the ref at the end of the game? Yep.
Yeah.
So, great sportsmanship there by Sanders boy.
That's why I don't like that team, man. I think they're just a bunch of thugs. I don't like all the flash and dash. But same with I could say the same with Jamison Williams JMO. So when he scored that touchdown last weekend, and we'll get to that when we start talking about the NFL, he dove in upside down and grabbed his junk. It's like, dude, what are you doing?
Oh, I loved that. Loved it.
I was about to say Detroit has a couple
$20,000.
Couple similarities to that team.
That cost JMO $20,000.
I
I don't have a problem with Colorado at all, but you don't put your hands on an official. That's
definitely.
But
Yeah,
I
you
like
get
the
in trouble
flash.
for that.
So
Even if you're not getting the calls, it doesn't matter.
Did they throw the flag?
Yeah, he's gonna get.
Is he ejected next game?
We'll see. It's coming down. We'll see.
Probably half a game.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah, Kansas has beat 3 ranked teams in a row, and they have a losing record, so that's quite the accomplishment there for the Jayhawks.
And Also, another top 25 team that lost was Texas A&M lost to Auburn. So does Auburn beat Alabama next weekend?
Yes. I think so.
Well, that would definitely shut everybody up.
Yeah, and no argument after that.
No, there's no way a 3-loss team is getting in, regardless. You can't.
No, but if it's Alabama, I would not put it past the committee to put Alabama in 100%.
Yeah, I don't see it, but maybe you might be right. I don't know.
Oh,
I mean, they're the one exception I could see them doing it with.
yeah. Yes, correct.
What about Bryce Underwood flipping to Michigan?
Okay, that's an interesting topic here. So a week ago, it came out that Michigan offered him $10 million and he turned it down. And then a couple of days ago, I read the headlines that he finally flipped. And I'm thinking, but they didn't talk about money yet. And I'm thinking, how much money did they give this kid, man? Like, if he turned down 10 mil, what was the next offer?
I saw 12, and Barstool, Dave Putnoy fronted the other $2 million, so they gave him 12. Yeah. From what I've heard, what I've read, I don't know if that's true or not.
So I did see Dave Portnoy's TikTok the other day, and he said, "You're damn right. I called Bryce up. You don't think I'm not going to get involved? Hell yes." And he just went on for like a 5-minute rant, and I was like, "Damn, man,
that sucks."
Yeah. Michigan is like they're in dire straits right now. They are not looking good at all.
They looked all right yesterday, but Northwestern is basically a MAC school when it comes to football. They're going to get smoked next week against Ohio State. It's not even going to be pretty.
Yep. So will that give them a losing record this year? Because they were 5-5, so now they're 6-5. That would be 500, 6-6.
Yeah, 6-6. They'll go to the Sun Chips Bowl. Sun Chips Bowl.
Michigan State's got to win one more game to get that bowl eligibility. Man, that team's a dumpster fire also, man.
After D'Antonio left, it just kind of has all been
straight downhill, man.
Yeah. I mean, Mel Tucker had that one good year when they got Walker out of the portal.
Yep, Walker, yep.
But then other than that, man, they've
if it wasn't for Walker, they'd have a losing season that year too, because he literally was the entire team. He put that entire team on his back.
Yeah, they had a nice defense that year, though. They had that one linebacker, that kid from Hull or whatever, like mid-Michigan, that was really good. I forgot what his name was, but yeah, other than that, I don't know.
Yes. So the MLB awards went out, and there's no shocker here that Scuba won the Cy Young.
Unanimously, by the way. 31 first place votes.
Yes.
Deservingly.
Yes, I agree. Yep. And the big story.
And I have no problem with Chris Sale getting the NL Cy Young either. That kid had a good year.
Yes. The big story that pissed off Eric here, but made John happy, is AJ Hinch got the snub. That is pretty crazy, though, that he didn't even come close, man. If that was years ago, you're gonna penalize him for forever.
What about second chances?
He's no good in my book forever.
What about second chances?
No, not when you do that. He shouldn't be allowed in the MLB anymore, to be honest with you. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day.
Yeah.
He was the head of that. He was the head of that beast.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. I didn't have a dog in the fight at that moment, so I didn't really do extensive research on it, but I don't know.
Cheating's cheating.
Yeah, they blackballed.
The only thing I know is he paid for his sins and was suspended a year, right? So he did his time, and then he's been squeaky clean ever since. And what he did last year to turn a 54-68 Tigers team into a one win away from the ALCS, in my mind, that's bullshit. You don't get manager of the year.
Well, in my mind, it raises red flags. How do you know he's not cheating again?
I don't know.
So I just don't like the guy. I don't like him. I don't like anybody that was on that team. It has nothing to do with Detroit. It has only to do with Houston.
And I get that. That was a terrible, and that was a black mark on baseball for sure. But
yeah, and like you said, he paid for his penalty. He paid his penalties, but he really didn't, because you'll never know. Those years you can never get back. They will go down as champions and as the MVP, as Altuve, and that should never have happened. None of that.
Yeah,
and we don't know. Maybe they would have won by themselves. Doubt it.
I mean, that team was great.
That team cheated, so I don't think they were that good. If you have to cheat, you must not be that good. If you come down to it and you're like, we have to cheat to win, let's do it. As a group, let's do it. You're not better than the other teams out there.
I'm not sure they had to cheat. They had Garrett Cole, Verlander, Altuve,
their
Bregman.
pitchers didn't cheat. The pitchers did great.
Right.
Verlander in my book's a Hall of Famer, no asterisk. I don't see even how you make that argument. But Cole, obviously I like Cole, but it's just the fielders and the coaching staff, the people that have.
Right, but did the pitchers know they were cheating?
I'm sure they had to know
the whole
something.
Team, though, yeah.
Right. So then, should they have blown the whistle? Should they have said something?
That's their argument. That's a good angle.
So
that's gray area to me, where it's like, yeah, you can go either way.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, so then does that put a tarnish on Verlander and Cole because they knew and they didn't say anything?
I guess
doesn't that make you guilty by association? Turning a blind eye.
I mean, yeah, I see your point. You're very right. Either blow the whistle or kind of go down with the ship, right? So,
right. Isn't it cheating if you stand by and do nothing and let it
and watch it happen, especially if you're benefiting from it?
Right. And how much did they benefit? You're getting. Let's say it added an extra 1 or 2 runs a game. I mean,
yeah, that's wins. That's ERA. That's
for a Verlander or a Cole in the playoffs, 1 or 2-1. I mean, that's a win right there. Lot of times.
Big difference.
So I don't know. I think we're not. You and I are never going to agree on this manager of the year thing. So
right,
we just.
I think he did a great job with what he had. I don't think he's cheating. I don't think there's any of that going on there. I think he did a great job.
Right, and I think he did. Was he a better manager than Stephen Vogt this year with what he had? No.
Look at Cleveland. Are you kidding me? Cleveland ran the table all year. They had a great. They did fine in the postseason, and their team is not that good. Bo Naylor or what? Josh Naylor, he's okay, but he shouldn't be your captain or lead.
I just think what Hinch did in Detroit, nobody's ever done that before.
Right. I think that 0.002% chance to make the playoffs
in August
and getting one
mid-August.
On the other side of it, from they went on a winning. They got hot. I don't necessarily think that's management.
They had 2 starters, John. They had 2 starters. He changed the game.
He did a great job. I agree, but I'm not taking it away from what happened in Cleveland. That team is scary. I'm scared of that team.
Yeah, I think we'll have to agree to disagree.
I think next year, if he could continue it, then I think you got something going.
I mean, we got to get a bat. That's for sure.
Yeah,
we got to get a bat.
Guy.
No, I'm saying Detroit needs a bat, a third baseman.
Oh, needs to get a bat. I thought you said get a bat.
Get a bat.
Yes.
Get a bat. Yes, I think if you add to him, and even if he does wild card or even close to it, I think that's amazing.
I think you need more than one bat because.
What are you going to do with
nobody even came close to 300.
No, there wasn't a feared. I mean, Riley Green was probably the most feared bat in that lineup, and
he's good though.
He's great. Yeah. He's one of my favorite Tigers, but he's not a stop all, if you will.
Yeah, and what do they do with the first baseman? He was kind of a letdown.
There's some of them out there.
Yeah, I mean Pete Alonso's out there.
Pete Alonso.
But what I'm saying, you invested a lot in this kid. Did you cut bait with him?
I mean, I think you signed someone.
You know who you need to sign? Anthony Rizzo.
Yeah, get a veteran leadership in there.
Veteran leadership, show him the ropes, switch on and off. Not a big contract.
What about your shortstop? You cut him, or is he staying on the team?
Well, did you hear what Scott Harris said?
No.
Oh, you didn't hear this? This is going to piss you off. He is more confident now with Javi Baez than he was in July.
What?
I love Javi Baez just because he gives Richard so much stress.
Richard about to get stomach ulcers.
He literally stresses me out, man. Like, if Baez is on the plate right now, all you gotta do is throw it away and in the dirt, and he's gonna strike out every single time.
I mean, you can throw it anywhere.
And no strikeout. The old fashioned.
Well, did you also hear that they tried to extend Scooble and it was a non-competing offer,
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
Yeah, that pisses me off even more, man. Like, this is the dude that you need to build your team around, and you're gonna freaking like come in with only one Brinks truck. There should be 10 Brinks trucks in that dude's backyard right now.
Someone's gonna give him the money. You could just tell by baseball he's going to get. You got to get him locked in.
There's no doubt about it. Somebody's gonna pay that guy.
Yeah, he wants $40 million a year for at least 6, which is nothing. Who cares?
Yeah, give it to him.
Give it to him.
Give it to him.
Sign
the way
check.
he played this year, give it to him.
Yep.
Yeah, and I wonder if that non-competing offer was a Scott Boras, because you got to remember his agent, Scott Boras.
Yeah,
was that 100%. Scott Boras? Was that Scott Boras sabotage, or was that actually Chris Ilitch Nicolas?
Oh, it's Chris Ilitch 100%. That
guy or is it a little of both? It could be a little.
That guy's
of both.
The cheapest owner in the league, man.
That's tough.
Yeah, back to this too. The Detroit Free Press did a little poll in Detroit of who you wanted to sign as the big free agent this year, and you guys will never guess who the number one answer was. These Tigers fans lost their damn minds. It's Justin Verlander.
Oh God, do not sign that 80? Guy. He's washed up. Like he had his chance in Detroit. We don't need him back.
Justin, it's not a third base. It's not Bregman. It's not Vladdy. It's not Pete Alonso. They want Justin Verlander back. No. Get the hell out of here.
Nope.
It's tough.
And that's the fan base we're working with right now. Like, these people have no sense.
Yeah.
Don't listen to the fan base.
I would do the same thing that the Red Wings just did with Pavel Datsyuk. Sign him for 1 year so he can retire as a Tiger, and that's it.
I mean, he's going to be cheap, so sign him for $500,000, make him the fifth starter. Oh, I'm good, but you need to show me Bregman. You need to show me Vladdy, Pete Alonso. I want one of those guys also.
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, Vladdy's the big name next year.
Better not.
I think he'll be getting traded this year.
Yeah, I think he almost got traded last year.
Definitely not going back to Toronto.
He almost got traded last year.
Yeah, I think he'll end up somewhere else this year. Especially after what Juan Soto's doing. It's like the new thing. Go showcase for a year and pick your place.
Yeah, these winter meetings are going to be very, very interesting this year.
Yeah, to say the least.
Yeah. If the Tigers don't make moves, man, I'll be so mad.
I'm going to lose it.
They're at the cusp, man. They're at the cusp. They're right there.
Especially at the end of last year.
Go get it.
So much more potential.
Dude, and they saw, like how much money could they make with ticket sales, merchandise, all that? Like, they made dude, that place was rocking. Comerica was rocking. Like, it's good business to bring in a good ball team. Like, look at how much money that run made the city of Detroit as a whole, not to mention the Tigers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you go Lions and Tigers, that's 12 months of
good
cash flow.
Night. Yeah, it's good night.
All the cash flow that's going through that city 12 months out of the year. Holy moly.
Well, do you remember, Richard, there was that article last year for the Lions playoff games. Do you remember this? It was like $10 million to the city each. Do you remember this? Like each one got generated. It was like 10 or $12 million just in general revenue to the city that each one of those playoff games made.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that.
Yeah. I mean, just the draft alone brought in, like $100 million. Like, this city is like hungry for a winner, you know?
Yeah. And I'm not talking about the draft. I'm just talking about
I know.
Yeah,
I know. I'm just saying that just tells you the fan base of this city. Like they would lose their minds if one of these two teams wins. It's over with. Like I feel like, and I asked my buddy Scott this when I was in Boston. What city is a better sports city, Detroit or Boston? And I'm not talking wins and losses. I'm talking fan base, because I believe that Detroit is one of the top fan bases in the country.
And we're loyal.
You just told me your baseball fan base wanted Justin Verlander back.
Yeah, we're not talking about smarts. We're just talking
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. We're not talking about sports IQ.
I guess those two things go opposite ways anyway.
Yes.
So.
Oh, no,
100%.
Yeah.
The better the fan
Graph.
base,
If there's a
the
graph,
lower
it's
the
going
IQ.
like this.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. You guys got a great fan base out there for sure.
I mean, the Lions sold out a preseason game. They sold out standing room only.
And they got a false. They false started the Texans on the road.
On the road. It's crazy.
And just wait till this week when they're in Indianapolis. Like,
oh, it's so close to Detroit too. It's going to be.
It's 3.5 hours from my house.
It could be Honolulu blue all over that.
Lights out.
So, the only thing that I'm worried about is the Lions winning a Super Bowl and the city burns to the ground like LA did. I am obviously 100% against that. Like, I don't understand, when your team wins, why do you have to burn your city down? I don't get that.
Yeah, I don't know. How many people did?
We
what were there?
The IQ thing.
How many people were at the draft? Like total? Wasn't it?
The cap was 700,000, and every single night they were turning people away. So I don't know the exact total.
Yeah, we'll say like 1 point.
More than that.
I bet there's 2 million people at a Super Bowl parade.
Yeah, for sure.
I bet.
20 years ago, when the Wings were winning it, there was over 1 million people at every single one of their parades.
I bet there's 2 million at the Super. If we do it, I'm still not going to say it out loud, but if we do it, there'll be 2 million. I bet easy down Woodward.
Oh, and by the way, these books are coming out, and they're saying if the Detroit Lions win the Super Bowl, we're screwed. Because everybody's putting their money on the Detroit Lions right now. They're going to lose their ass.
Oh, speaking of that, I got on the Lions bandwagon at plus 1,200 like earlier in the year, and it's like 320 now.
Nice.
Plus 320. Yeah. So
investments.
Yep, should have put your whole 401k on it, Fleek.
Well, I put $25 or something like that on it, and it pays off like $300 or $400. So
yeah, we
got in early too.
Aaron and I put 10, and it pays 140 or 130 or something.
Hell yeah!
I like to. I didn't do it last year, but some years I will put like $5-10 on the Yankees at the first game opening day. I mean, shoot, if I did it, if I was that old in the 90s and they had DraftKings, I would have made a killing.
Yes,
but not so much anymore.
Yeah, my wife and I were in Vegas, and this was years ago. And as soon as we walked in, I went straight to the sports desk, put $50 on the Tigers to win the World Series. And this was in February. And of course, the first month I wasted my money. I'm trying to look up my what my odds were on that bet. My opening.
Now is the time you need to do it. Put $50 on them now.
Yeah. I made $40 on $4 for the Tigers to make the playoffs. I put it on like when they were early September, so I got 10 times my money back. That was pretty good.
That's great.
So my $25 bet, I made it on September 5th. I wagered $25. It pays $325, and the cash out option right now is $60. So I could more than double my money right now if I cashed out.
What were the odds? What odds did you have?
It doesn't say.
It'll tell you on the front, the top right. It'll say like plus whatever.
No, I gotta open. It doesn't say. No, it just says.
Yeah, it's right. I'm old, man. I can't. It's what does it say? Detroit Lions, and then there's plus something, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm an idiot. Plus 1,200.
Yeah, that's what I had plus 1,200.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, you said you're old. You can't see the camera. Richard couldn't even see it.
I'm sitting right in front of it.
And he's got his glasses on.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, before you asked me that, I was looking all over for it.
Getting pissed. Why does it say it?
Yeah,
All right,
Aaron and I hit a huge parlay last week at the Lions game. 10 legs won us $360 on a $10 bet. Reckless.
Yeah.
Reckless.
Was it for teams to win, or was it like
no, it was all Lions
props?
stats. It was all Lions.
Oh.
So it was like Lions money line, Montgomery and St. Brown anytime touchdowns.
Sometimes some weeks are easier than other weeks. It seems like.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were rolling last week. That's for sure.
That's awesome.
I always
Good job.
add on my parlays. I always add St. Brown and his yards, but I lose every time on it because they've just been so run heavy.
Yeah. So what I've been doing is you look and you know how it'll say like 50 yards will be minus 500 and then 60 yards will be minus 200. So it's like that big difference. Bet on the 50 because that's about the line where they're saying it's gonna, it's close. Yeah. So you find that big difference, and that's what I did last time, and I hit 10 legs.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah,
wild. 10 legs is reckless, super reckless.
That is, yeah. I hit a 9-game parlay a couple of weeks ago, and it was awesome. I mean, of course, it was only for like $2, but it paid off. Like I don't know.
It works.
But it's pretty awesome. I love that. But anyway, so let's move on to the NBA real quick. Are the Pistons finally turning the corner? I wish Jason was here because I don't really follow the Pistons, but they appear to be playing pretty good right now.
I mean, they're winning about as many games as they're losing, so that's not bad.
Yeah, and they're talking about them on the radio, so I mean
they're talking about them on the radio.
That's about
it's a start.
Yeah, it's a barometer for how they're okay.
Yeah, is Cleveland still undefeated? Anybody?
No, they lost yet. They lost their first game to the Kings. I think.
Oh, what is it that tournament going on now?
Yeah,
isn't it all year?
Yeah, it's the beginning of the year. They'll do they basically some games are part of the in-game tournament and the regular season, and some games are just regular season games. But they mix them in there. Anytime you see highlights from the special court, that's an in-season tournament game.
How does that in-season thing work? If you lose, are you out?
No, it's like all teams make it, and then it's like soccer where you have pools of 4 teams, and those 4 teams play each other, and based off who does the best, 2 teams from each pool make it to the tournament, and then they play each other. And then it's like a flex schedule towards the end where depending on who wins, plays who else wins. And then the championship game or 2 is right before Christmas.
And those are extra games, right? Like not regular season.
I think so. But I'm pretty sure, I want to say all the games.
Like count as your record?
Yeah. And they'll just basically, those teams that make it further in the tournament will just be playing more in tournament games. In-season tournament games, and the other teams will just be regular, but still the same amount of games at the end of the season.
That's complicated.
It is. It is.
Yeah. It's way too complicated for my little pea brain.
I'm an accelerated reader. I don't get all that.
I think the biggest thing is to get cool jerseys and cool court and a little bit more incentive and
yeah, that kind of stuff is
any
cool.
Any bit of in-season drama is good.
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta dumb it down for me, though.
Yeah, same.
Well, yeah, me too. It took me over a year to figure it out, and I still don't think I explained it that well.
All right, the NFL, man. Let's talk about the Steelers losing to Cleveland. That was did you guys watch that game? It was
a little bit.
Seen a lot of highlights from it.
Yeah, it was awesome. So the more the game went on, the more the snow rolled in, and it was just one of those classic snow bowls, man. It was so awesome to watch. And of course,
Cleveland gets pounded with that snow off Lake Erie.
And of course, they always have those idiots with their the shirts off, standing in the stands.
Yeah, did you see that fat dude with his shirt off and the wrestling mask?
Yes. I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing, man? That is terrible. But I think it was Pickens that came out later and said Cleveland's not even that good. It was the weather that won the game for them. And it's like, okay, you're both outside teams. You both are in the north, and you both played in the same snowstorm. So nice excuse there, pal.
Yeah, and Pittsburgh really needed that game too. They needed that bad with Baltimore, and I mean, even Cincinnati's not out of it.
Correct. Yeah. So, so I'm just gonna go to the top of the list that's on my phone here, and Detroit Lions are first. So, Detroit's got a game in Indy. I feel like it's going to be another ugly game for the opponent. But then they turn around and come right back to Detroit on Thursday with the Chicago Bears. So I feel like we got to talk about that for a second, because we're not going to have another show until after Sunday. So 2 big games for the Lions. I think the Lions will probably blow out the Colts, but I think the Bears are going to play the Lions a lot harder than what we think is going to happen.
They always do. And is it the curse of Thanksgiving?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That damn Thanksgiving game. The Lions love to ruin Thanksgiving dinner for you, but it's also a divisional game, and divisional games are completely different than a regular game. So I feel like that game is going to be super close, and Chicago might even pull that one out. Be honest with you,
it would be a game for the Lions to lose. It really would.
Yeah,
that'll be a good barometer though, because if the Lions go out there and punch the Bears in the mouth, I mean, I don't know. I don't think Dan Campbell's going to take it lightly. He hasn't taken any of these games lightly this year. I mean, look at how they've played. They're beating the socks out of everybody.
Yep, and it feels like every day another line falls to injury, but the next man is up, and it's been awesome to watch.
I mean, look at Jack Campbell last week. That dude had a hell of a game.
Yeah, and that was after Anzalone fell out. I hear Arnold is out today.
Yeah, it was quad or some leg, something.
Did he get hurt in practice? 'Cause I'm
not sure. I didn't see.
Yeah, he's an upcoming star. As long as he can keep his hands to himself, man, he's a hell of a football player back there. But I feel like, you keep an eye on Kirby and Branch, and these 2 dudes are just lighting people up, man. And I feel like Kirby's going to get another interception today, man. There might be him and Branch might both get interceptions today.
Branch may kill someone today.
Yeah.
Branch may kill somebody any given day.
Man, some of them hits last weekend, man, I was like, oh my Lord.
I'm telling you, boys, that Evan Ingram one, you could hear it in the stadium, that pop in the stadium. It was wild. That dude is violent. Yep.
So I guess that's going to be my pick. The Detroit Lions win big. The line is 7. I think it's going to be double digits. They might even ring up 58 again. You never know with this team. I think it was last weekend. Was it last weekend? The first 7 possessions, there was all touchdowns.
They didn't punt, I don't believe. I don't believe there was a punt.
The Lions did another
Jack Fox highlight.
Highlight, and it's just a play button, and you're just hitting it like, come on, play, do something. My phone's broke.
No, there are a few. He holds the kicks. He holds the kicks, so there's a few of those. Him holding the field goals.
Yeah, it's awesome when they're doing that shit, man. I think it's hilarious. The next game is going to be a huge one too, and this will give us a lot of insight on what the Bears are going to do on Thursday. Minnesota at Chicago.
Yep.
Minnesota is favored. I think. I don't know. I think Minnesota's starting to show their true colors, so Chicago may pull this one out.
I don't know.
All depends on the Williams. Williams is so hot and cold. Like, he either looks like a stud or he's out there throwing interceptions left and right. He's got to find his footing in the NFL, that's for sure.
Well, I also think he's really regretting that telling his rookie punter that he's going to have more touch. Don't worry about punting. Yeah. The last I saw, that punter had more punting yards than Williams had passing yards.
Yeah, it's pretty ugly. He's not doing well at all. So, yeah, I think I'm going to sweat. I'm going to go the Vikings. I might even put them in my parlay today. The next game up is Tampa Bay at New York Giants. the Giants, man, there's a dumpster
They're
fire. They just
bad.
got rid of their quarterback.
They're
I think
bad.
Tampa Bay's going to run all over them.
Yeah, the Giants are. I don't even know what to say.
And Tampa Bay's only favored by 6. I feel like it's going to be way more than that.
Because all their receivers are dead.
The next game is the Tennessee Titans at Houston, and it's in Houston, and Houston only has a 7-point favorite. So I feel like it's going to be probably 27-point favorite. Tennessee Titans are garbage.
bad.
So bad.
Yeah, this was my survivor pick for my work pool this year, or this week was Houston.
Yeah.
So I think they win big.
Yeah,
Nice.
definitely. They're so hard to watch, man. It's just a good. If they're on TV, it's just a good time for a nap. It's rough, man.
I mean, Will Levis is just awful at football.
Yeah. Agreed. Next game up is the Patriots at the Dolphins.
This game's interesting. It's a divisional game.
Yep.
I mean, the Patriots have won a couple of games recently.
Yeah.
But I feel if Tua doesn't die, Dolphins got it.
Can't make any guarantees on that.
Yeah, and that's the big question.
Yeah. Can he stay on his feet? The next one's a dumpster fire too. Like all these games are garbage today, except for the Lions. Of course, that one's gonna be garbage too because they're gonna blow them out. Next one up is the Dallas Cowboys at the Washington Commanders.
I mean, how far have the Cowboys fallen? Like from the beginning of the year until now.
Yeah.
They fell straight off the cliff. They didn't even no slowdown at all. Just supersonic speed straight to the bottom. The next one's a double-digit favorite also, the Kansas City Chiefs at Carolina Panthers.
Chiefs are good.
Yeah, Chiefs are really good, and the Panthers are really bad.
Chiefs are good.
Yeah, and they came off a tough road loss last week in Buffalo, so I think they bounced back big.
Yeah, that was a great game too, by the way.
Yeah, it was. Yes, it was.
I love that game. The Broncos at the Raiders.
Raiders are bad.
And the Broncos are just okay. The Broncos are okay.
Yeah, but that's better than bad.
Yeah.
I heard a lot of talk of the Raiders focusing on Ben Johnson also.
Yeah, I mean, let's wait till the end of the season and we'll see. Ben Johnson's going to want $15 million, though.
Yeah, deservedly so. It'll be sad to see him leave. Arizona Cardinals at Seattle.
That's a terrible game.
Yeah.
Seattle's more firm.
Yeah, Seattle's only a favorite by 1.
Yeah, that's kind of a pick 'em in a bad game. Like both those teams really aren't great.
Yeah. This next one's should be a pretty good one. The San Francisco 49ers at Green Bay. Green Bay is actually favored in this game. Well, 49ers have dropped off the face of the earth.
Yeah, they have.
And the weather might be bad in Green Bay today.
Yeah.
Is that the Sunday night game?
It's a 3:25 game, so it's probably America's game.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I would assume.
You get Tom Brady's call.
Yeah. Tom Brady's kind of hard to listen to, man. He's got to find his way too. The Philadelphia Eagles at LA is the 7:20 game tonight.
Chargers or Rams? Rams?
Oh yeah, Rams. Sorry about that. Monday night is the Chargers. Baltimore Ravens at the Chargers.
Big game, John. Big game.
Yeah, huge game. I would love to see the Chargers take out the Ravens.
Heck yeah.
Is it in LA?
It is. In LA.
Yes. I think so. Yep.
It is.
I mean, you got a shot. That's a long way to drive or long way to travel. Those East Coast to West Coast, the East Coast teams never play quite right on the West Coast.
Yeah. It'll be a good one. All right, that's all I got. You guys got anything?
No, I think I'm good.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to a big game here in 2 hours? 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Nice.
I have to go get my jersey on now. Now I'm done drinking coffee.
Yeah.
I did wear my Lions shirt though.
Yeah,
That's dope.
go Kirby.
Dope.
All right, fellas.
All right, good week.
Thanks for jumping on, and have a good week, and go Lions, man.
Go Lions.
Chargers.
Can we actually be 10-1? It's never been done before.
Could you imagine?
First time for everything.
Well, we've never been 9-1 before. Well,
No.
There you go.
before the NFL came together.
Yeah,
I think it was-
1934 was the last time.
Yeah. What year did the Detroit Lions move to Detroit?
34.
It was that same year.
Yep.
Yeah, let's go. All right. See you guys next Sunday, man. Go
All right.
Lions.
Have a good week. Go